So wale wanajua Kiswahili zaidi watatusaidia, pengine msamiati kwetu kidogo imepungua, tujue hii kuandamana ni style gani na kuwe na lugha nyingine. Na nimefurahi pia kwamba tumekubaliana ya kwamba tutatembea hii safari pamoja. Na leo ni siku ya muhimu sana kwenye taifa letu la Kenya, kwa sababu tulikubaliana ya kwamba tunataka kutembea hii safari. Tunaona hali iliyoko ya mazingira katika taifa letu la Kenya, na ndio sababu this morning we are here to launch an exercise that goes deep into our shared experience as residents of our common home, the earth, and our duties to one another, as well as our obligation to future generations to preserve and enhance our livability. We have all witnessed the viciousness with which climate change has unleashed various calamities on us. We are all affected by the effects of drought, flooding, unpredictable rainfall patterns, outbreak of diseases, and infestation of pests, including right here in Kajiado. Governor has said you have lost close to 500,000 livestock, and about 2.5 million livestock around Kenya. That in itself is a demonstration of how serious a situation we are in. The devastating disruptions occasioned by this hardship on our lives, livelihoods, and infrastructure have not only become the constant feature of our existence, but also continuously undermine our progress and aspirations for economic development. Our health systems, transport and communication infrastructure, farmland and food production systems, local and international supply chains have all been affected, thus imposing an extra burden on already overwhelmed peoples and nations. To a considerable extent, these adversities are the direct and indirect consequences of human failure to observe its ecological imperative. Instead of preserving the integrity of our planet's vital systems to enhance the Earth's livability for all creations, we have embarked on thoughtless exploitation and the insidious pursuit of prosperity in ways that do not take environmental costs into account. Apart from causing oppression, cruel exploitation, and yawning inequality, which consigns billions of people to poverty, marginal universe of limited possibilities, this obvious definition of industry and enterprise has led to climate change, pollution, and loss of diversity. It is time for civilization to reconfigure its most fundamental values and principles in our time. It is time for humanity to step up and live up to its most basic mandate, and that is to protect life on Earth, the integrity of our planet's vital systems, and make the world more, not less, livable. This is our obligation to one another in our time and our debt to future generations. Our gathering here today, therefore, is part of our commitment to secure our common future, to enhance harmony between humanity and the planet, Kenyans and their environment. Our government's commitment to achieve a cleaner and safer environment is going to be actualized through the intentional placement of environmental conservation and landscape restoration at the center of our socio-economic transformation agenda. To many, our commitments to global efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, halt and reverse deforestation, biodiversity loss, and land degradation may seem ambitious. These commitments are not only consistent with our constitutional obligations and the strategic objectives of our development agenda, our national position of global leadership in environmental protection and sustainable development, but they are also expressions of Kenya's commitment to multilateralism. Article 42 of the Constitution commits the government to discharge the obligation invested in it by citizens' fundamental rights to live in a clean and healthy environment and to have it protected for the benefit of the present and future generations by implementing the mandate set out in Article 69 of the same Constitution. I invite you to note our collective obligation under Article 69(2) to cooperate with state organs and other persons to conserve the environment and ensure ecologically sustainable development and use of natural resources. It is a moment of unity, of purpose, and collective action directed at the most important good. The Kenya National Vision 2030, as well as the Constitution, mandates us to maintain at least 10% of our national tree cover. Under the United Nations Climate Convention, we have committed to restore and conserve all forests and to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We are also committed to restore 5.1 million hectares of deforested and degraded landscape under the Africa Landscape Restoration Initiative. As a member of the High Ambition Coalition for Nature and People, we have also pledged and enhanced the resilience of communities to climate change. Their potential to serve as carbon sinks offer tremendous climate change mitigation capabilities. The urgency of our ecological imperative is graphically captured in stark statistics. 70% of Kenya's livestock and 90% of our wild game inhabit our rangelands. At the same time, over 90% of the country's landscape are regrettably undergoing one form of degradation or another. Of these endangered landscapes, 61% face high-intensity degradation, while 27% are under severe degradation. Trees make up the forests and rangelands that offer tremendous possibilities to heal the earth, return our development agenda to a sustainable trajectory, and save ourselves from climate catastrophe. Planting a tree is therefore the first and most critical step in our journey towards ecological restoration, resilience enhancement, and sustainable development. Planting a tree should be the most urgent task for each one of us today and every other day. Planting trees has to be the project of the highest importance every day throughout the rainy season and for the rest of our lives. To change the world today, plant a tree, then do it again and again and again. There is no need to stop because there will never be a time in our life when trees do not make sense or matter. Again, there will be no reason to stop because the government of Kenya has launched a program to distribute 1,000 tons of seeds to 18 seed centers established by the Kenya Forest Research Institute throughout the country. The centers will produce 15 billion seedlings between now and the year 2032. The seedlings will be grown on 10.6 million hectares of degraded forest and rangelands. This will take our total national tree cover beyond 30%, surpassing all our present obligations and placing us firmly on course to restoring ecological integrity. Today, therefore, I am here to rally the entire government, both national and county, our communities, the private sector, our development partners, philanthropies, non-governmental organizations, educational and religious institutions to mobilize the people of Kenya to participate in this noble endeavor. The Kenya Forest Research Institute, Kenya Forest Service, and Kenya Wildlife Service will be spearheading this program. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry shall provide robust coordination that will optimally engage all actors and make this a reality. I appreciate our partners for their support and urge them to work with us by providing financial, technical, and technological resources for this program. As we scale up activities, we shall look to you to come through in a big way. Together with the United Nations Development Programme and other UN agencies, we have established the Tree Growing Fund to pool all resources mobilized for this program. I look forward to commitments being made by our private sector, individuals, business people, our development partners towards this Tree Growing Fund to provide the resources for us to implement this global initiative of making sure that we have a better world to live in. The Special Presidential Program on the Accelerated Restoration of Forests and Rangelands also provides opportunities for the participation of youth and women in the tree growing campaigns. Over the next 10 years, 320,000 direct jobs will be created in seedling production, tree planting and maintenance, thinning and pruning, maintenance of forest roads and fire breaks, community scouts, forest rangers, and foresters. I encourage you to join this movement for a green Kenya. I have already worked with the governor of Nairobi to make sure that we hire at least 10,000 young people to green the city of Nairobi. I am looking forward to working with all the other county governments so that we have a Green League army that is not only going to help us in the tree planting efforts, but more importantly, in the tree growing endeavor, so that we not only plant, but we actually see these trees to maturity, so that we can protect our earth. And while I am talking about young people who will help us work with this, we have lessons to learn. I was, from the World Cup, you know, on the heat of the moment, I placed a bet with the First Lady and others. And you know, I lost the bet. And I have been trying to find my way around it. And I tried to ask how these things happen. I was told by another friend, you don't have to worry. These bets, they normally end at 90 minutes. Then another friend told me at 120 minutes. Then something in between. But I think unanimously the people of Kenya have said I must pay the bet. So after it became difficult to work my way around, I decided to negotiate with the First Lady and the people who we had placed the bet with. And they have graciously agreed to commute this bet into 1 million trees for me to plant. So, sasa bado tu niko na shida kidogo, mtanisaidia kupanda hii miti sasa 1,000,000. So I am looking forward to some good friends helping me so that I can keep my bet and also plant trees. Kenyans and the media must be eager to know, how do we know that the tree planting story is real and will be actualized? How do we establish that indeed these trees are going to be grown as we have stated? Well, today we are launching an innovative and effective system that uses ICT to monitor tree growing and conservation activities, track them over time, and report on performance. And shortly, we will be launching the program here, and I want to thank those who have developed the program to assist us and to monitor what we will all be doing to make sure that we actualize on this effort. The Ngong Hills forest exemplifies the way in which human activity, urbanization, and industry have depleted gazetted forests over time and demonstrates the urgency of the restoration agenda. You have seen it for yourself. Demand for pasture, fuel wood, quarry, and construction material for infrastructure and real estate projects has denuded 29.2% of the forests in Kenya. Encroachment, fires, dumping of solid waste, and the discharge of sewage, among other illegal activities, continue to threaten our forests, our rangelands, and our ecosystem. This forest here in Ngong is a critical biodiversity hotspot and important watershed. It hosts a variety of animals, including buffalo, wild pig, porcupine, and dik-dik. The Kibiko block hosts the source of River Mbagathi, which flows through Ololua Forest to drain into the Athi River. The Ngong Hills block is the source of the Kiserian stream, which also drains into Athi River. We have come to this place to take a stand. We are here to stop the deforestation and pollution of our forests, rangelands, rivers, and other ecosystems in Kenya. We are also here to take the first step towards the restoration of a measure of integrity to our critical ecosystem. This tree planting exercise is the beginning of a national campaign in all our counties, with the constituency as the operational focal point. It entails an all-government, all-society effort to mobilize the support required to accomplish our very ambitious target. The exercise is going to kick off here and simultaneously in each of the 47 counties. We will grow the first 5,000 tree seedlings on 5.6 hectares of the Ngong Forest Hills block and 560,000 hectares cumulatively across the country. And that is exactly what we have done here this afternoon. And I want to ask, as the Deputy President has said, that our members of the provincial administration, the national government officers, from the county commissioner here, our deputy county commissioners, our regional commissioner, the chiefs, the assistant chiefs, and the Nyumbakumi people, all of them, you can take your seats, all of them are mobilized to do two very important things as of today. Number one, to work with all communities everywhere in Kenya to make sure that we plant trees, and you have been given the numbers you need to plant so that we can be able to recover our situation and our climate situation in Kenya. To plant 30 trees per year, surely, is not too much to ask. Even if we can plant 30 trees per week or per month, we can actually attain these 15 billion trees sooner than we have projected. So my ask, members of the provincial administration, tafadhali, machifu wetu, wazee wa nyumba kumi, wale wote ambao wako katika sehemu hiyo ya provincial administration, kazi yenu ya muhimu ni kumobilize communities mahali munaishi, wapande miti tuokoe mambo ya mazingira katika taifa letu la Kenya. Janga la climate change, munaona mahali imetufikisha. Tumepoteza mifugo 2.5 milioni kwa sababu ya janga la mazingira. Na hiyo janga ya mazingira, mitigation ya kwanza ni kuhakikisha ya kwamba tunapanda miti kila sehemu ya Kenya. Tumeuliza machief wale county commissioner na wale wengine wote, kazi yenu ya muhimu ni kushughulika na mipango ya serikali. Mambo ya siasa mtuachie sisi. Sisi tunasema hivi na tumekubaliana, nyinyi machief pamoja na assistant chief hatutawafanyisha kazi ya siasa. Kazi ya chama hii na chama ile, hiyo si kazi yenu. Kazi yenu ni kupanga mambo ya maendeleo ya Kenya. Tupande miti. Kazi ingine tunatangaza kesho ya machief, tunataka machief wote, assistant chief na wale watu wa nyumba 10, tunataka kuregister wakulima wetu. Kwa sababu tunataka tukipatiana mbolea inaenda kwa wakulima, sio kwa matapeli na mabroka na wakora. Na tunataka mtusaidie kupanga hiyo kazi, kuhakikisha kwamba kila mkulima sehemu yote ya Kenya anasajiliwa, anajulikana anafanya kilimo gani, anapanda mimea gani, ndio tumpangie fertilizer ambayo inaambatana na ile kilimo anafanya. Na tuhakikisha kwamba hiyo mbolea ambayo tutakuwa tumegharamia na pesa za serikali inafikia kwa wananchi kwa njia ya sawasawa. Mtusaidie kupanga wananchi ili wapande miti. Tuhakikishe ya kwamba tunabadilisha hali ya mazingira katika taifa letu la Kenya. Kazi ya siasa waachia sisi. Na tuko na watu wengi, si mnaona hapa, tuko na watu wengi hapa ya makelele. Tuko na watu ya pressure group, tuko na lobby group, tuko na wengine wengi. Hawa tutamenyana na wao, na wale wengine wa siasa wote tutakarangana huko na siasa. Kazi yenu ni kutusaidia kupanga mambo ya maendeleo ya Kenya. Tumekubaliana jameni? Please, I am asking members of the provincial administration. I know in the past administrations have used the provincial administration to do politics. This administration is going to do it differently. We want members of the provincial administration to serve all Kenyans equally and to work on the development programs of the Republic of Kenya. We want you to assist us to get farmers, to register farmers, so that we can know what fertilizer we are going to give to which farmer, and we can avoid brokers, we can avoid middlemen, we can avoid conmen, and we can get fertilizer to the real farmers so that we can improve in our productivity. We want our provincial administration to assist us with climate change, to make sure that in your locality, every community member is mobilized to plant trees around fragile ecosystems, around forests, making sure that we build a society that lives beyond us, and we build an environment that serves us and also serves the future generations that will come after us. Matters politics, we have many activists, lobby groups, and others who we are going to work with. Kazi yenu ni kufanyia Wakenya wote kazi bila ya kujali misingi ya kisiasa. Tunaelewana wadosi? Very good. Tuendelee namna hiyo. Na huyu kiongozi wenu, waziri wetu, ako na hiyo instructions. Watu wa polisi tumewaambia pia waachane na siasa, wafanye mambo ya usalama ya nchi. Tumekubaliana jameni? Mimi nikisimama hapa, ndugu yangu governor wa hapa Mheshimiwa Lengu amesema county hii wametupatia kura, na ni kweli. Administration hii yetu tangu tuanze 2013 wale waliopiga kura pamoja na sisi ni counties 31. 2017 mahali tulipata 25% ni 31 counties. 2017 ikawa 34 counties. This election we have been elected by 25% in 39 counties in Kenya. So it is correct that this administration has been elected by the majority of Kenyans across the country. And it is a responsibility, and it is something that we take into account, that we must serve the entire people of Kenya equally. Without how they voted, who they voted for is now irrelevant. What is relevant now is to work for the people of Kenya, and I want to invite all leaders, all of us, from all sides, from all shades, to work together so that we can build a strong country, a strong democracy, and build our nation going into the future. Tunashukuru Mungu ya kwamba leo tumekuja kupanda hii miti, na mvua imenyesha. So tunafurahi kwamba Mungu tumepata endorsement ya kutoka mbinguni kwamba hii kazi ni kazi ya muhimu. Sasa hata nyinyi ambao mlikuwa kidogo na tazwishi kama hii kazi ni sawa, Mungu mwenyewe ameweka tick, amesema ni sawa. So tafadhali tupande miti kila mahali, kila siku, wakati wote, ili tuweze kupeleka taifa letu mbele. Mimi nawashukuru sana watu wa Kajiado. Nisimame hapa ingawaje ni siku ya kupanda miti, ni washukuru watu wa Kajiado. Tulikuja hapa tukaomba kura zenu jameni. Mukatupatia kura zenu. Mimi nasimama mbele yenu na huyu deputy wangu na wale wote waliochaguliwa kusema asanteni sana. Nimesikia George huyu Sunguya amesema nifikirie, kuna watu hapa lazima nifikirie fulani, sijui nifikirie fulani, hiyo ni mzuri. Lakini huku sema tufikirie wananchi. Mimi naona tufikirie wananchi kwanza, tuanze na wananchi. Ama mnasemaje? Si tuanze na wananchi? Tupande kwa tuweke kwanza hustler fund, mkue na pesa kwa mfuko kidogo. Tupange mambo ya maji, tupange mambo ya barabara. Alafu hawa wengine tutapangana. Si ndio? So sawa George, tutakumbuka hawa wadosi wote, lakini vile tutawakumbuka ndivyo tutakumbuka wananchi pia. Kwa sababu bila ya wale sisi wote hatungekuwa area. Si namna hiyo? So I want to say thank you very much, the great people of Kajiado County. It is a pleasure always to come to Kajiado, and we will do this together. I look forward to coming back for another opportunity. Thank you very much, our development partners, good people. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your support. We appreciate the partnership between the government of Kenya and our development partners, and we want to assure you that as a country, we're going to work smart and ensure that we have a society that is knit together, a democratic society that respects the wishes, the will, and the democratic choices of all Kenyans.